Hey everyone, I'm back again with another video, and this one is a two-story video, so be sure to stick around for the second story as well. This first story is an update to the story we posted yesterday, cheated on while deployed and filed for divorce, how I'm doing 3 weeks later. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Let's get right into it. Here is what has happened since my last post. Had a marriage therapy session to close out our feelings. It was helpful in some ways, but just delaying the inevitable in my opinion. Both wife and therapist said I was moving too fast and that many couples regret divorcing so quickly. Said we should just separate and think on it for a few months before making the divorce official. After the session, I asked my lawyer to prepare the papers. Wife reluctantly signed them, so in a few months, divorce will be official. I moved out and am staying with a friend. He and his family have been extremely understanding and accommodating. Benefits of getting away from my house include clarity of thought, closer commute to work, and trusting, kind, reliable family who keeps me occupied. Honestly, I would have probably drank a lot more had I not moved in with them. Slowly telling 1 or 2 more friends or family members each week, but any more than that is too much. Every time I tell someone, I get depressed all over again. But eventually people need to know. Lastly, my wife and I got into it when I went home to get some stuff a few days ago. She said her interpretation of how I filed for divorce and moved out 3 weeks from her telling me everything is that I must have been waiting for an opportunity to leave her. She also said she feels like I hate her and don't love her anymore. I replied, I'm moving out and divorcing you because you hurt me, and the other assumptions are not true. She's really struggling because of how I shut it all down immediately, but her assumptions are way off. It's in her human nature as part of her justification process she continues to project onto me, make assumptions about why I'm saying or doing certain things. I straight up told her what I do at this point isn't shared with her anymore, and I will do as I please, unless it's legal business. No more consulting on anything. She obviously justifies her actions saying things like, you hate me, don't you? It puts some responsibility on me. Again, unfair to me. She doesn't even realize it. Personally, I don't think I should have to justify my feelings to her anymore when things are at their end. Her perception of how I'm doing obviously is skewed by her own imagination. But at this point, I don't have anything to explain. She can think whatever she wants. And the first comment says, I hate the suggestion that you should wait to file divorce and give it time and think on it. I filed for divorce less than a month after finding out, and people gave me crap about it. We settled quickly and the papers were signed by the judge 3 months after I filed. I regret absolutely nothing. If I'd waited 6 months to think on it, I'd have hated myself and my life for an extra 6 months instead of just moving on. I understand some decisions should only be made after a solid chunk of time to think on them, but filing for divorce from a cheating spouse is not one of those decisions. And another commenter said, good for you. Be aware of MC therapist is all I can say. Mine sucked me into staying. 6 miserable years later, I divorced the skank. And another reply to that says, yeah, they need you to keep coming back so they can get paid. Once you make up your mind and move on, they're not getting paid. And the OP replied, wow, this is incredibly good to hear. I've been in this weird headspace where I'm asking myself if I'm making the right move or if the therapist is right with all of her experiences. At the end of it all, I'm going with my gut, which says to leave her. And the next comment says, you are doing the right thing. If she asks if you hate her, maybe just tell her, yes, now I do. Dragging another spouse into open relationship to continue an affair is one of the worst things they do to you. It's like I have no value for honesty and trustworthiness, but now I also want you to lose those values. You are then no longer yourself. They selfishly push you into a dark place where you never wanted to find yourself. You are doing everything right. Please go full no contact and all communication through lawyers only. Be thankful you didn't end up with kids with this woman. You still got second chance to have a decent relationship and build a real family. And another commenter said, spot on, and I can damn near be certain her AP doesn't want to wife up a cheater. If you cheat with me, you'll cheat on me. Plus, he already knows she can't be trusted. I have to laugh at all the time when these women try and contact the men and women they've wronged and claim I miss you, I made a mistake, I never should have left. And it is when the AP decides he doesn't want the burden with her. And the OP replied, I don't have the heart to tell her I hate her, because I don't. She was my life partner and my companion, and it's not as simple as me turning off the light switch after 12 years. I will always love her, I just don't like her anymore. She betrayed me in the worst way possible. And our next story is titled, My wife of 13 years cheated on me with a friend of mine early last year. I tried to get past it, but I don't know if I can go on. Let's get right into it. We have 4 kids together and we had only been with each other. We haven't had intercourse with anyone else before we got together when we were married around 20 years old. I was away with the 3 oldest kids during a holiday early last year. She had to stay home because the little guy got sick. When I got back home after a week, I found out that she had been cheating on me. They had been talking on Snapchat for a month or so, and she had invited him over to our house. Things escalated and they had intercourse on the couch. It took a whole week before she told me everything. At first, she only said they kissed, but I just didn't believe that, so I kept asking her about it and she eventually admitted it. The guy lives close by. He's married and they have kids the same age as us. Their daughter often visits us. Me and him had been working out together, and we had been over to their place for a dinner a couple of times. I still bump into both him and his wife every now and then at the store, school, or picking up the kids from a birthday party. My immediate reaction was panic. My parents are divorced, so I always told myself that I would never do the same. She also reacted the same way and did everything she could to assure me that it was a mistake and that I'm already the man of her dreams. I did everything I could to fix things. We went to spa, couples therapy, started talking about all the stuff we didn't master properly in the marriage. We started spending more time together and things kinda started feeling a bit better. I didn't quite shake off the fact that I felt numb. When she said she regretted it, that she loved me and only wanted me, I never quite felt it. Still to this day, it doesn't really hit me when she says she loves me and I struggle with saying it back to her. I feel numb, half-hearted, and I don't know if I can honestly say I love her anymore. I wish I could fix things, but I don't know if I'll ever be able to restore the feelings I have for her. I don't even know if I'm properly motivated. Some say love is a choice, but is it really? When I spend time with her, I don't feel present. We've never had that much to talk about, other than family and friends. We rarely discuss anything, which I love, or have interesting conversations. We don't enjoy the same topics, books, shows, or movies on TV. There's nothing wrong about her, but she just doesn't have that many interests. She is, however, an awesome housewife, which is her own choice. Now that I no longer know what I feel for her, I struggle with finding reasons other than the kids, the house, and the practical stuff to still go on. I feel so guilty for thinking about leaving and the eventual pain I'd inflict on everyone around me if I do. As a side note, it might be worth mentioning that I caught her sending underwear photos of herself to another guy like 5 or 6 years ago. I eventually forgave her for that. And the first comment says, tell his wife, and the OP replied, she knows. And another reply says, does anyone else know? Have you got support? And the OP replied, we've been to individual therapy and marriage counseling. She has only had 1 session alone though. She should probably have a lot more. We've told our absolute closest family and some friends. And the next comment says, get in shape and tell her you are going to see if you can love someone else because this isn't the first time this happened. You know she said she would never cheat on you physically back then. This will make her panic because she will realize she needs to chase after you. You realize you are chasing someone who doesn't want to chase you. Let her know there is blood in the water and her tune will change. Maybe even move out for a few weeks and take a I'm not coming back for 2 weeks. I will probably date other women during this time. You are not allowed to date or sleep with other men during this time. Even if you don't sleep with other women, that is a good idea not to cheat. You can still date a few through Tinder. Have fun and forget about her and see if being single is really what you want. Then you can ask for what it will take for her to earn back your love. You both need to fix things going forward, but she needs the fear and reality that you are leaving to start being interested in your hobbies. She needs something in this marriage she feels isn't present. I would recommend, warning, a little religious, 15-minute marriage makeover. It is 15-minute exercises that you do with your wife for 80 plus days. You can skip any that don't apply. Good luck. And another response says, OP, this is good advice. If you leave and she pursues you, you might begin to feel that love for her. It seems she isn't doing enough to make you feel safe and loved at home. And the OP replied, I actually lost more than 40 pounds since we got married, and I'm currently in the best shape of my life. I lost 20 pounds the last 6 months, and I do weekly strength training. People have started noticing. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss any of our future videos, and be sure to comment below what other subreddits you want me to cover.